Alright guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to make a WIX website. This is what it looks like. This is the one that I made myself. We've got this cool menu where you can jump down to contact, you can go to services, all that. It's a one-page design. It's got video, it's very dynamic. I'm going to show you how to change the fonts and colors of everything. I'm going to show you how to make buttons like this. I'm going to show you how to add video, add pictures, change colors of these different sections. I'll show you how to set up your menu and how to jump from your menu to different parts of your website. I will also show you how to make a logo, and in no time at all with a free program, and the logo is free. I will also show you how to set up your Meet the Team section. I'll show you how to set up a contact page with all of your email details built in so that your customers or your visitors can email you. So without further ado, my name is Dale McManus. I make websites. I teach you how to make websites on this channel, and we're gonna do this one step by step and make it super simple. So if you're ready, let's get started. So step one is to simply sign up. So you can either do this by clicking on the link in the description below, or you can go over to createaprowebsite.com/Wix. And this will take you to Wix, and that link actually does get me a little bit of commission if you use it, and it's just kind of a thank you for the tutorial. Nobody pays me to make these, so that commission is kind of what I live off of to keep doing this. And it's at no cost to you. But if you don't like me and you don't want to use it, you don't have to use it. I'll still do the tutorial. So just click on the Start Now button, and this will be asking you to log in. So what you want to do is sign up, because you most likely don't have a WIX login right now. If you do, go ahead and use it. So here I'm going to type in my email, password, and then click sign up. So now WIX is going to want to ask you a bunch of questions. You don't really need to do it. It's just going to cut time out, so we're just going to skip it. And from here, it'll now ask you if it wants WIX to create a website for you based off of the last questions you answered, but since we skipped them, we're not doing that. We want you to create your own website and learn how to use the WIX editor. So we're going to go with create your website with the WIX editor, and we're going to click choose a template. Boom, here we are. So you can see there's lots of cool templates here. They literally have one for every single category. Over here on the left, you can see business, photography, video. Let's exit out of this pop-up, thank you. So, pretty cool, but what we're gonna do is actually start from scratch. So, if you scroll up in this left side menu here, if you go all the way to the top, you will see blank templates. So we're gonna choose blank templates, and we're gonna click this one that says start from scratch. So you can just click on the edit button, and this is a completely blank template. Cool, so here we are. We do not need this tutorial because you're currently watching one. So exit out of that. And here we are inside the WIX editor. So really quick, I'm gonna go over the interface so you know what everything is. So first, at the top, you've got your page, and whenever you add more pages to this, you'll be able to switch from home page to maybe your contact or your about if you have separate pages. And if you do need to add a page, you can click on this menus and pages button right here, and then you can just go to add a page. So I could add, say, a contact page, and then just hit done, and this would actually take me to that contact page. So whatever one is selected in blue is what page you're actually going to see. They're both blank right now, so you won't be able to see it now. But I'm going to delete that contact page, which I just realized I misspelled anyway. So exit out of that. We're going to go back to this top menu. So from here, you've got your desktop and your mobile views. So when you click on the phone, it'll show you a mobile view. Yeah, we got it. Thanks, WIX. Okay, so here's your mobile view, and you'll be able to scroll up and down your website here. I'll show you this towards the end, because we're going to edit this website for both desktop and mobile, because we want it to be responsive. So 52% of global online traffic is on a mobile device. So making your website responsive is incredibly important. Alright, so go back to desktop, And site, from here you can save, you can preview your site, and you can publish it when it's done, and a few other things. Settings, you can connect a domain name once you buy one, which I will show you at the end how to get a domain name. So this would be like yourwebsite.com. And you've got a few more settings you can play with. Honestly, I don't touch any of these. So let's go over to tools. You can toggle on rulers here at the top, off. You can toggle on and off the grid lines, things like that. Code, don't even worry about it. Help, don't even worry about it. I'm your guide today, so you don't need the help bar. And upgrade, I will talk about that later, but basically just how to upgrade to a paid version, which gives you a whole bunch of more options, and I highly recommend it. But right now we're working on a free site. So let's just get started and we'll learn as we go. So step 2 is to customize your website. Alright, so I'm going to be making a generic lifestyle brand that you can just do anything with. And I recommend you follow along, and then you can go back and change everything later. Alright, so let's get started. From here, I just want to point out you've got your main section, you've got your header, which is this area up at the top, and then you've got your footer. So what we're going to be doing is adding things to this main section here, which is technically the page background. So we're going to actually add a background. So go to the add button and go down to strip, and then you can pick any of these that you want, whichever style you want to go for your website. But if you're following along with me, I'm actually going to select this one, and it's actually got this little symbol here. It's a camera symbol, meaning that this background actually moves. So I'm going to click that, and that'll just add that automatically to my main section. But what I want to do is actually drag this up into my header, because we're actually going to make a semi-transparent header that's going to kind of go over the top of this right here. So just drag that up. And now we're just going to change the text, so just double click, and I'm actually just going to select the top text, which is that, and I'm just going to name this lifestyle, and it's a little large, so let's bring that down. So reselect that again, and then you've got your text settings over here in this box, and just pull the font size down to wherever you like it. I kind of like it to line up a little bit with the B and the D on either side, so it's all in one box. So we're at a 46, and I'm actually going to make this brand color a little bit more white. So let's select brand, and then if you click on this button right here, the A with the little droplet, it says color, select that and just touch one of these colors, or you can even add your own color from the color picker. But I'm going to cancel that, and I'm going to do white. And then just hit the X, and boom, now that's full white. And if you'd like to change the font, all you got to do is select it, and then you can select all sorts of fonts from the drop down. I like the one that it's got, so I'm going to keep it. And you can change the alignments and pretty much anything. If you've ever used a Word text editor, basically the exact same thing. And you can also add effects, which is drop shadows and things like that. You've got this 3D effect to it, which is kind of cool actually. I think I'm going to leave that. So, and if you want to get that back, just double click. And like I said, there's drop shadows. You can play with all this stuff. So now I'm going to exit out of that. And by the way, this toolbar over here, I don't use it a whole lot, but you can edit some things with the size and position. So if you want an exact position, you can change these values here, but I just kind of eyeball everything and drag it around. And I use the guides. So these dotted lines here are guides. I highly recommend letting your objects snap to those guides. So now let's do this button. So double click on the button, and we can change what it says. So let's just say, let's say work with us. And then you can add a link, so wherever you want this button to link to, whether it's affiliate links or another page on your website, you can do that. So you can just select page, and you can open it in a new window or a current window. And if we had other pages on our website, like I added that contact page earlier, you can just select that from this drop down. As of currently, all I have is the home page. But not only can you do pages, you can also do other web addresses. You can do an email, phone number, whatever it might be. I am just going to leave it at none for now. because I don't really have anything to link to because this is a fake lifestyle brand. So now what we're gonna do is exit out of that, and with the button still selected, I'm gonna click on this little paintbrush for design, and I'm going to change the color of this. So what you can do is select other buttons here. So you've got that one that actually when you hover over it, it kind of like pushes in, which is pretty cool. You've got all these different styles that you can choose from. But what I'm going to do is, actually, I like this yellow one. Let's do that. And now you can customize the design with this little button down here. So if you click on that, you can change the color of the button by clicking on fill color and opacity. And then just by clicking on this little yellow here, you can select whatever color button you want. I like it yellow, so I'm gonna leave that. And then you can also make it transparent if you want by dragging this up or down. But I like it full transparency, so I'm gonna leave it. And you can add borders if you want, so drag that up. We can do a different color just to show you. So there's a black one, green, whatever you want. I'm gonna leave that at 0. So you can round these corners if you want by adding values here. So let's do 35. There you go. So now it's kind of a circular looking button, but I like just the normal square. You can even add a shadow by going like that, which, I like it without. And also you can go over to hover and change all of the hover settings. So now this is what it would look like if we were to hover our mouse over it. So you can change the colors, everything as before. So I like it the way it is. I'm gonna leave it. So I'm gonna exit, and I'll show you what that button looks like now. So if you click on preview, it will now preview what your site looks like. So you've got this awesome moving video background, got this cool 3D effect so far. It is looking good. And when we hover, boom, our button changes. And if we were to click on it, it would take us to wherever we designated. Awesome, so we're off to a good start. So back to editor. Okay, so now let's add an about us section because that's pretty important for a lifestyle brand. So that'll go underneath here. So what we're gonna do is click on add. And again, you can add all different types of stuff. You can add shapes if you want. I'll add one later to show you. But I really like the strip tab because the strip comes with all these already pre-made banners that you can put on your website and just change all the info. So what we're gonna do is select an about us section. Scroll up, see what we can find. Let's do just the top one. Let's do that. So click on that and that'll automatically add it below. And again, if you wanted, you could add something by clicking here and then dragging it in between both of these, this top one and then this bottom one. Alright, so let's edit this. So first, I'm going to show you how to change the color. So what we'll do is click on that, this kind of teal color, and we'll click Change Column Background. And then all you got to do is select Color, and you can change the color here, or again, you can add your own from the color picker. I'm going to do, let's see, what do I want to do? I'm going to select my own color. So let's go with kind of an orange, pale color, like kind of orangish red. Let's go with that. And I'm going to copy this code because I'm going to end up using that again later. So just click copy, and then just click add, exit. And again, you can add video backgrounds in here too by selecting video. You can add your own images here. So if you select image, it'll actually ask you to upload media. So if you click on this button over here, you can select from your computer and then you can select it here. But I'm not adding a video, so I'm gonna exit out of that, click on the X. So that's how to change the color. Now you can also change the text like I showed you before by double clicking. You can edit all of this info. You can do stuff with the button. I already showed you all that. And same with changing the image here. All you gotta do, just exit out of that, is click on it and then click Change Column Background. Same thing, you can change the image, you can add your own. And one thing to note about images, if you select an image, you can go to Settings, and then you can add kind of an animation to it. So you can add a parallax effect here. You can do a reveal, a fade in, a zoom. So I'll show you the parallax right now. I will select that, exit, and preview. So as you can see, it's kind of staying in one spot as I scroll. I like the parallax effect, but just for this design specifically, I'm gonna leave it as a static image. So select that, change column background, settings, and I'm just gonna go back to none. And then you can also add a color behind the image. So this can darken or lighten. So if you wanted to put text over it, it'll darken or lighten the image. So what we'll do is just select kind of a, dark gray color. And then we will change the image opacity to be 30. And now you can see we've got kind of a darker image, and this will make text show up better on top of it. But I'm not putting text on it, so I'm gonna bring that back up. And then just hit the X. So let's do a services section. So just click on add. And then we're gonna go to strip, and let's just scroll down and see what else we got in here. Let's do our services. So if you wanted to make your own and you didn't want to do one of these presets, what you could do is just click on box, and you could drag one of these colored boxes in, change the color, and then, so it's asking us to save our work. Let's just click yes, we want to save. Let's just name this. Sorry, didn't mean to interrupt a thought there, but let's just change our domain. So this is what our domain is, createaprowebsite.wixsite.com. I'm just gonna call it /lifestyle. If you wanted to get your own domain, I will show you how to do that later at the end of this video. So whenever you get your own domain, it'll actually get rid of createaprowebsite.wixsite.com. It'll actually say just yourwebsite.com, whatever your name is for your website.com. So for now, save and continue. Okay, so as I was saying, you could select a box, drag it in, and then you could put text on top of it. You could do paragraph text, all different options here. But again, I like strip because you can just click on something, it adds it in, and then we can just change it ourselves. So what we want to do first is get this to look like this. We want this to be fluent with this white and then black. So what I'm going to do is double click this, and I'm going to delete that space because that one doesn't have one. And I'm going to make the hour black. So I'm going to click this color button in the text settings, make it black, exit, and then I'm also going to select services, change the color, and go to white. X and X. Boom. So now that looks more like that. And just double check. This one is Lulo Clean. And what is this one? Helvetica Bold. So let's change this to Lulo Clean. Bam. So now those match. Alright, so I want to get rid of this blue background. So let's just double click, and what you can do is, let's just add a video actually. Let's do video, and then just go to free from Wix over here on the left hand side. This is Wix's gallery of just free stuff that you can use. So let's go to all categories, and let's try sports and recreation because we kind of had that skateboarding video up there earlier. Let's try to get something kind of outdoorsy to match. So let's do this man running in a field. You can just click the play button. That's what it looks like. Pretty cool. Let's select that and just click change background. Bam. So what you can do to preview it is just click this play button, and now it's playing, but it's kind of washing out our text. So let's add an overlay color to this. So let's go to settings. Sorry, go back and pause that. It's a little distracting. Now go to settings, and then it'll say want to add overlay pattern. No, we don't want to add a pattern. You can if you want, but I'm going to leave that as none. And we want to do an overlay color. So just turn that button on, and then let's just change the color to say a black, and then let's just drag that up. Let's say somewhere, actually let's do a gray. Let's do that gray. Now let's drag that up to say a 75. Boom. So that looks good, and again you can make this parallax if you want. Let's just try that, see what it looks like. Preview. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We'll leave that. Go back to editor, Now, what I want to do is make these buttons stand out. So this read more, read more, read more. These 3 buttons are actually what people can click on. So what I want to do is make these 2 images in between a little bit darker. So what you want to do is select just this column. So you might select the entire strip here, select just this column, and then go to change column background. And then again, we'll add a overlay color to this. So here it'll just be called color behind image. So let's just do a kind of a red color. Let's maybe do like a dark red, like that. Click add, X, and then let's just change the opacity to whatever this is. Let's say like a 20. That looks pretty good. Now let's do the same for this. So I want to know what color that was actually. So go back, go to settings. What color was that? 4200 is what that was. So let's match that for this one. So change column background, settings, go up, and let's just change that. And it's actually right here, so it's in my colors. So we can just select that, that's awesome. And then just change this to, what do we say it was? A 30, I think? 20, it's a 20. So let's go back, settings, oops, and go to 20. There we go. So now these buttons are lighter, they stand out a little better. So let's get in the habit of saving. So just click save, done, cool. And if you want to change where these buttons go, you can just select the button part. So strategy is just text. The read more is actually a button. So you can double click that, and then you can change the link here, you can change what it says, and you can do that for all 3. And while we're here, let's add a shape, just so I can show you. So just go to add, and let's go down, let's go up to shape, and then just select one. This triangle is kind of cool, let's go with that. And let's actually just make that bigger. So if you drag the corner of this thing, you can drag it up, make it bigger. And then if you grab this little guy here, you can rotate it. And let's just go, it'll actually snap to 180. I think it snaps to 270 and it snaps to 90 as well. So we're gonna go with 180, turn this thing upside down, and just put it right there. Kind of cool, just fills in some space, maybe make it a little smaller. Just wanted to show you how to add shapes. And if for some reason this were behind, so if you right click on it and you'll see this arrange button here, you can bring it to front, move it back. So let's just say it was, let's say move backward. All of a sudden it's in the back, oh no, where do we find it? You can just click on this layers button here, and then you can see vector art is below. So now we can select it if you lose it. Just click on this little layers button. So what you can do is just click and drag all the way to the bottom, which is actually the top. It's a little backwards. When I first did this, I dragged it to the top and I was like, why isn't this thing showing up? That's actually the bottom. So this is the top. So now, and what you can also do is just right click and then click on arrange and then just bring to front or move it forward a layer. Cool? Alright, so let's add a meet the team section. So go to add, then go down to strip, and let's just select something for the team. Let's go with this one. Meet the team, just select it. And now let's change this font first and foremost, so double click. That was a Lulo clean. And let's delete that space, delete the space, and let's do this as white. So just go to color, change it to white, and let's select team, change that to white. Cool. Exit. And now let's change the background. So now change strip background. And then let's add an image. So you can actually select one down below or you can upload your own. I'm just gonna select one. Let's go with this mountain. Cool. And let's give it an overlay color because we want to be able to see our title. So settings, color image behind, which is basically the same thing as color overlay. So let's select that And let's do kind of the same color that we did for our section on About Us. So that was kind of this color here, this like weird orange reddish color. So just select that, exit, and then let's just change the image opacity. And let's bring it to, say, 25 looks pretty good. Let's do that. And then just hit the X. And you can change the pictures here, so you just touch one, and then you can hit change image. And again, you can upload your own by clicking on this upload media button, and you can get it from your computer, Facebook, Google Drive, whatever you want. So exit, I'm just gonna leave it as the stock image. So we want this black text to actually be a little bit more visible. Oh, by the way, this is a social bar for LinkedIn, so you can actually change this to whatever you want. So if you click on that button and then click Set Social Links, you can then just click on Add Icons, and then you can select some which are free from Wix, and you can actually search up here for whichever one you want. So let's go to, oh, there's Instagram right there. Let's just type this in anyway so I can show you. And now we've got all these different Instagram buttons. So let's just do this gray one for fun. Add to gallery. And then where does it go? So I will put my Instagram in here. So I'm just gonna go up here, go to instagram.com/Dale McManus. And this is my Instagram. So I'm just going to select that. Follow me if you want to follow me. And let's go back and paste that bad boy in there. Boom. And we'll open that up in a new window because we don't want people to jump away from our website just for our Instagram. We want to keep them on our website, especially if we're selling something. It is a good idea to keep people on your website longer. So new window, click done, done, and bam, that changes. Oh, so now we got two. So let's fix that. We want to get rid of that LinkedIn. So go back to set social links. And let's just trash that one. Done. Boom. Now I've just got the one. Alright, so let's change this text. So double click and we'll make it white. And let's do the rest. So I'll speed it up real quick. Alright, cool. So now that that's looking good, let's add a contact page. So let's go to add, which is our favorite button on this Wix editor. That add button is your best friend. And you could go down to contact and add your own form here. You'd want to add a background color first, so add a box and then add a contact form over it. But in this case, we're going to go back to our other favorite button, which is strip. And I'm just going to go down and see what we got as far as contact pages go. So we've got this one that's got an image on the left and then the contact page on the right, or you've got a full screen contact. I think I'm going to go with the full screen one. And let's edit this so that it matches everything else. So double click. That was Lulo, clean, bam. Delete the space. And then let's make the contact white. And let's make the me black because it's kind of a off purple color. Boom, there we go. And what I have not been doing is checking to see if these are the same size. So this one is at a 56. Let's go back and check our original one, which is the About Us. That's a 46. So let's make sure everything matches that. So our services, that's at 46 too. Okay. Meet the team, 44. So let's drag that to a 46. We want everything to be consistent. And contact as well. Let's do 46. Boom. There we go. Now let's change this background. So click on it and then click change strip background. Let's do a video. Again, I like the movement. I like that dynamic flow, if that's even a thing. Click on free from Wix and then go to all categories, sports and recreation. Again, trying to stick with the same theme of movement. And let's go down to skate park. Let's do some more skating. I used to skate as a kid, so little fun fact about my life that you didn't need. Okay, so the reason you're getting this message is because something happened with my internet connection. So just click on OK. My internet connection's fine. Just click on save. Got to get in the habit of saving more often. Okay, so again, we can make this video play by hitting the play button, but it's a little distracting from our text, so let's pause that, go to settings, and let's add an overlay color. Let's make it a dark gray, exit, and let's change it to an 80, looks pretty good. And again, effects if you want to add effects, but I'm not going to. So click on the X, and let's change this text to be white. You can change your street address, email, telephone, all that fun stuff. Social links, again, you can set social links and you can determine where these are going. So just click on one and you can change where it's going. So this is going to WIX's Instagram. Let's get rid of that. Let's put my Instagram on there, or your Instagram, and then done. So pretty simple. And then for the contact form, so it is important that you click on it and then click set your email. So we want to make sure that anyone that is putting any sort of email in this box is going to go to your email. And by the way, guys, if you want a professional email, so instead of yourname@gmail.com, you want something more like contact@yourbusinessname.com. If you want to do that, I actually have more videos on that. I will also link that in the description below, or you can find it on my channel. It's pretty quick and simple, and it looks very professional. Alright, so I'm going to add my email. So mine is contact@createaprowebsite.com. Boom, there we go. You can add a second email. It'll send to both, but I don't need that. So this will ask, what info do you need? And this is the info that you need from the sender. So you may want their name, you definitely want their email, which is actually grayed out. You have to have their email. You could ask for their phone, their address, so on. But I just leave this at the stock settings. There's really no reason to ask somebody for their address in an email, unless maybe you're running some sort of a real estate company and you're selling their property. But for now, we're gonna leave it. And then you can change what the button says here. So it says send. I'm just gonna leave it. And then here you can change when people submit it. It'll come up with a message. So you can either have it show a message that says, under here that says success, message received, or you can send them to another page on your website by clicking open a link. But we wanna just show a message. And then again with these settings as well, if the email is missing and if they forget any info, you can change that message as well. So pretty cool. And you can change the design of all this as well. So if you select this little paintbrush here and just click design, then you've got all these different forms. So if you hover over them, you can kind of see what they look like, which is cool. Got all these presets, but I like the one that it's on. So what I can do is customize individual things. So I can click on customize design, and you can change the colors and the borders and so on that I have showed you before. Alright, cool. So let's preview this so far. Bam. So you're seeing this little ad up here at the top, by the way, with the purple line. That is WIX's ad because you're using a free site. So whenever you upgrade, this will actually go away. But so far, this is looking pretty awesome. It's got this cool parallax effect here. And we're actually missing two things. So first, we're missing a footer all the way at the bottom, which we'll add in a bit. And we're also missing a header. So where are our buttons that say contact or services or meet the team? We want to be able to push those buttons at the top with our header. And we also want our logo on our header. So I will show you how to do that now. So step 3 is add a header. So let's go back to the editor by clicking on the green button. Alright, so before we click on the header button, what we're going to do is just drag this entire main page and just pull it down so that we can see what we're doing here with the header. So if you select this top area, it'll highlight as orange, and let's just click on change header design. And then let's just select kind of a random color for now. So let's do just this blue, and then go to customize design. And what you can do is actually change the style of the header. So these kind of have drop shadows on them. So if you select one, you can kind of see there's some shadow going on underneath. So I'm going to select this one, which has the shadow, and I'm just going to change the background. So I'm going to make this a white color and then hit the X. And then the center background, I'm going to change that all the way to 0. So you can actually have this middle section be one color. So let me show you, like that. And then you can have the outside as well. But I want it all to be the same, and I'm actually going to get rid of the center and just keep the full background. So now let's drag this main section back up and put it right underneath there. Cool. So now just go down and just select this so that the grids are off of here. That way you can actually touch on this header section. So select that and then go back to change header design and then go back to customize design, fill color and opacity, and let's just bring this to say a 85. Cool. So now we still can't see it. So what's going on here? Well, let's right click and then you can go to arrange, bring to front, and boom, there is our header. So you can see it's slightly transparent, which is pretty cool. So if you go back to change header design, you can make it even more transparent. So go to customize design, fill color, and you can kind of change it up and down there. So I want it at, let's say, let's go with an 80. That looks pretty good. And now X. And so when we scroll, the header actually gets stuck to the top. So I'll go to preview and show you. So now it's gone as we scroll down. So if you actually want that header to stay locked at the top, just go back to the editor and then click on it and go to settings. And then now you can do freezes, which is what we want, where it sticks at the top. You can also change it to where it disappears as you scroll down, or it kind of fades out. So I'll select freezes and show you what I'm talking about. So preview. Now, boom, it stays at the top. And I like the drop shadow here. It kind of adds this like effect that it's actually sitting on top of our website. And it's a little thick, so we're also gonna make that thinner. But I'm gonna go back, so just grab this little stretch button here and just pull it up. And let's just do like that. That's pretty thin. Just like that. I like a real thin header bar. Click on save, make sure we're doing that. Alright, so in this header section, what we want to do is add things like contact and about us to the header that we can click on, and it'll actually jump down to these sections because we're going with a one-page design here. So if you had extra pages where you would just click on contact and it would take you to another page, you can do that. But I like the one-page style. So what I'm going to do is show you how to set up anchors. So step 4 is set up your anchors. Alright, so first we're just going to go over to the add button, click on that, and we're going to go all the way down to more. So under more, you're going to see this anchor button. And what we're going to do is just scroll down our website and drag that right to where the top line meets up with the top of our About Us section. And we're just going to drop that. And you can kind of click and drag here to wherever you want to anchor. So I'm going to put it right on the line between our main section and our About Us, because what we wanted to do is land just like that whenever we click on About Us in our header, which we'll put up here in a second. So just exit out of that, and you can double click this, and let's just change that to About Us, and then X. Let's go back to add, anchor, and let's add one to services. Boom. So let's change that one to services and add anchor to meet the team. Add, and there we go. This is the last one. Change that to contact. Oops. Contact, if I could spell. There we go. Cool. So now that our anchors are set up, what we're going to do is go to menus and pages, and then we're going to go, instead of adding a new page, what we want to do is create this button up here. So if we want to do one for About Us, instead of adding a page called About Us, we're going to add a link. And we're going to make it an anchor, which it's already on. You might be on web address, just click on anchor. Then it'll say, what page is this anchor for? It's for the home page, which is all we have, so leave that. And then where do you want it to go? So we want it to go to our About Us section. So just hit done. And then we can name it. So we'll just say About. Click on done. Boom. So once you click on it, it'll come down here. So what we're actually going to do is add it up here. But first, let's get the rest of these set up. So let's add another link. And we'll go to Services. We'll call it Services. Done. We'll add it below. Another one. Meet the team. Done. Cool. So now we're just going to click on the X and we're going to go all the way back up and we're going to add our menu up here. So just go to Add, and now we're going to go down to Menu, and you can select all these preset menus down here. If you want to select some fancy ones, we've even got some vertical ones, which is pretty cool. I'm just going to go with the standard one at the top. So I'm just going to drag that in and just drop it anywhere because we're going to fix it. And it'll ask you, do you want to add this to the header? You can just hit got it. You can actually hit don't show again. We got it. We know where we're adding it. Thanks for looking out, WIX. And you can either add this to the middle like that if you want, like that, and you can actually make this a bigger header and add your logo over top up here. But what I'm going to do is the classic style, and it'll snap, and then once you got that purple line right through the middle of the words, just let go. And you can resize it by just clicking and dragging if you want these to be closer together. So I'll just do something like that. Cool. And I will also show you how to put a logo up here. But first, let's preview this. Cool. So now we've got our menu up here and it's snapping to the top. Sorry, it's freezing to the top. And then it kind of highlights blue depending on what section you're on. So we're on our services, it's highlighted. Meet the team is highlighted, and if you click on it, so let's do contact, boom, takes us all the way to the bottom. It's pretty cool. Services, that is awesome. Those are called jump buttons, by the way. Alright, so step 5 is to make and add your logo. Okay, so you can make a logo in a lot of different ways, but the way I'm going to show you is by going to logo maker without the e.com. And logomaker.com is awesome. Just close out of this tutorial. Super easy to use Logo Maker, and it's all online, which is great, and it's free. So you've got your text over here, so if you click that, you can type in some text. Pretty simple and fun. Let's delete that. You've got shapes and so on, but really all I ever touch is text, and then also up here I search for whatever graphics. So depending on whatever your business is, you can just type in a keyword and try to find a logo that matches. So in this case, it's a lifestyle brand. I have no idea. It could literally be anything, so I'm just going to choose a mountain. And I'm going to search. And now we've got all tons of just little mountain symbols, and you can scroll and scroll. There's just a million options, which is why I really like logomaker.com. So I'm going to scroll down and just pick one at random. Let's go with this one. So interesting, you know, it's just a symbol. Your logo really doesn't have to mean a whole lot. It's just something visual for your user to relate your business with that symbol. So, and in order to resize, I just dragged in the corner. You can go up or down. You can also rotate it if you want, and if you make a mistake, just hit Control Z and you can go back. So this is pretty simple. If you wanted, you could bring this down and then write text next to it like lifestyle brand, and then just highlight it by double clicking, and you can select all sorts of different fonts. And this is all in the simple and modern section. So you can do 3D, decorative, fancy, all that fun stuff. Like there's fun and funky. You know, there's all these weird fonts in here. So I'm just actually not going to do any text. Why is this freezing? Fun and funky. Sure, okay, delete. So I'm actually not gonna do text because I'm gonna put the text in on Wix. So I'm just gonna get this mountain symbol and scale it up. And I'm gonna do a black one and a white version. So the way this is now, I'm just gonna go up here to the top right. Oh, by the way, you can change the color by kind of dragging around this wheel, which is cool. But I just want a black one. So I'm gonna go all the way down to black and then go up to the top right and hit the Save Logo button. And then it'll ask you if you want to pay for it. It'll give you a high-res vector file. So if you want, you can do that. It's only 20 bucks. It's not a big deal, especially if this is going to be your new business logo. But in this case, you can also download a low-resolution file for free. And all it will say is, hey, can you please give us credit? So if you want to put logomaker.com somewhere deep in your website, you can do that. So as you can see, it downloaded to my downloads folder. So I'm going to go back, and I'm also going to make a white version. So I'm going to click on that, drag it to white, click Save Logo, no thanks, download the low resolution, and boom, now I've got my white one. Alright, so let's put these on our site now. So we're back, and what we're going to do is go over to Add, and then we're going to go to Image, and we're going to go to My Image Uploads, and then just go to Upload Media at the top left, go to Computer, and navigate to wherever your downloads are or wherever you're keeping these logos. So in my case, I just have them in a folder, and we'll just click on the black logo. You click Open, and you can see it's uploading now. Upload complete. Cool. So now Add to Page. And boom, now we've got our logo. So let's drag that way down. We want it to be a lot smaller. Something like that, maybe. And what you want to do is just drag it, and then whenever this turns orange, the whole header will turn kind of a light orange, and it'll say Attach to Header. You can let go, and then just drag it all the way over to the left. And then you can scale it down a little more. Let's go a little bit more. Doesn't need to be that big. And we'll put it right about there. Alright, so now what we want to do is add some text. So just go over to Add, and then go to Text, and we'll do just an Add Heading 1. And we'll double click, change it to whatever your business name is or your website name. In my case, I'll just call it Lifestyle. Just Lifestyle. Let's just stop at that. And we'll make it smaller, like say a 20, and we'll turn it to Lulo Clean, which is the same thing we use for everything else. And we'll turn it black. Cool. Now let's drag that baby up, and whenever it says Attach to Header, you can let go. There we go. And just drag this in so it's all one clean looking box. And if we preview, boom, so there we go. It is stuck to our header, which is awesome, looking really professional. So go back to Editor, and the other thing you can do is make this logo actually return to home whenever you click on it. So if you click on the logo, and then go to the settings wheel, and then just go down, and it'll say, what does this link to? And just click Add a Link, and it's going to the home page, and it's in the current window. So just click Done. So now you can see it says Home. So we'll X out of that, and I will show you. So if we go to Preview again, and we were to scroll down, let's just say we're all the way at Contact. So now if I click on that symbol, it'll bring us right back to the top. So now go back to Editor. Alright, so step number 6 is to set up your footer. Alright, to do the footer, let's go all the way to the bottom. And what we will do first is right click in the footer area, and then go to Change Footer Design. And let's give it a color. So let's just do, let's grab like one of these guys. So we did a one with a drop shadow before. Let's do the same thing. So we'll grab that, and we'll change it to, we'll grab this dark gray color. Actually, let's make that a little darker. So let's go with something more like that. That looks pretty good right there. And then make sure that your center background is all the way at 0% to get rid of that white part in the center. And then click X. So in the footer, you could have a few things. You could have a privacy policy, terms and conditions, some sort of a disclaimer. You can have your social icons or maybe a copyright symbol. So in this case, let's just do terms and conditions. We'll do a privacy policy, and then we'll do the social links. So first, let's just grab our social links from up here. We will just right click and duplicate that. And we'll just bring that down and we'll say move to footer. Just click on that. So if it happens like that and you get this weird white bar going on, just click move to footer and it'll kind of pop it into the footer section. So let's make sure that's lined up. You can see that pink line or purple, whatever color that is. And let's just leave that right around there. And then we're gonna do a disclaimer, or sorry, a terms and conditions and a privacy policy. So let's go to menus and pages, and these will be separate pages because we don't really want these on our one page design. So let's click menus and pages, and we'll go to add a page, and we will call it, see, now you can see we just switched to a new page. It's completely blank. So we'll just call this, let's do privacy policy, and then click done. Drag that at the bottom, and then we'll do a terms and save. Yes, we got it. Terms and terms and conditions. Cool. Click done, and now you can see that that was just added to our menu. So it says more. That's going to show these two pages, and we don't want that up here. We just want it down here in our footer. So what we're going to do is click on these three buttons, and we're going to click hide. Do the same for this one. There, now it goes away on that top menu, but we will still provide the links to those pages down here. So just click on the X and go back to your home page. So go up to the top left that says page and go to home. Alright, now go all the way down, and we're just going to click add, and we're going to make a button. So just go to button, and we'll just do a regular one right here, the blank one that just says the text, it just says button. So drag that all the way down and then click move to footer, and we'll just put that off to the left, and let's change that text. So double click on it, and we'll say privacy policy, and then you can add the link to the privacy policy page. So we'll do page and then go to privacy policy, and we'll open it up in the current window or new window, whichever you'd like. This one really doesn't matter, they're still on your website, so we'll just say current window. Click on the X, and then let's change that color. So go to the paintbrush and click on design, and go to customize design, and then go to color. We'll make that kind of a light gray, like that. Alright, now click on the X, and we will right click and duplicate this, and we'll just move it to the footer, like that, and then put it right next to it. So what we want is for these to be somewhat equal right here, just like that. Looks pretty good. Now double click on that second one, and we'll change that to terms and conditions. There we go. Where does this link to? We'll go to terms and conditions, done, and X. Boom. Cool. So now you've got your privacy policy, your terms and conditions, and your social links all on your footer. Again, you can add other things like a copyright symbol or whatever you'd like. Okay, so step number 7 is to edit for mobile. Alright, so let's make sure that our website is going to look great on a phone as well. So let's just go up to the switch to mobile button, click on that, and make sure that it is all looking good, which it is not. So let's fix it. Let's take an overview. That needs to be fixed. Definitely the text. So whatever you do on the mobile will not affect what it looks like on desktop, which is great. So you can edit separately without having to switch back and forth constantly. So first things first, let's just fix this text right here. So double click on it, same thing as you would in the regular desktop mode. And let's just change that font size to, let's do like a 29, maybe let's do 31. And then we'll just make that middle aligned anyway, just in case. Hit the X, and you can also bring that down. So let's actually bring the button down as well. We want this to be kind of in the middle, like that. Boom, cool. And now let's go down, and our anchors are a little messed up here. So we've got our services kind of mixed in with our about us. So let's bring the services down to services. Make sure that's on there. Our about us is in the right spot. Okay, so let's go down and let's fix this text as well. So double click on that, bring that down to say a 27. And let's actually change this to a 27 as well. We want everything to match. So 27, there we go. Let's drag that up a little bit, give this some space. There we go. Services, all right, cool. Now let's keep going down, change this one to a 27. Cool. Now that all looks pretty good. And last but not least, 27. And let's move it up just a little bit. Give this text some room. There we go. And this, so what you can do is actually hide this on mobile and leave it on desktop. But I actually want to leave it there, and I'm actually going to hide the one in the footer. So let's do hide element, and boom. It puts us in this hidden elements folder. So if we want to redo it, we can just say show element, and it'll pop back up again. But we want to hide that on mobile, but it'll still show up on desktop. So let's go back up, make sure there's nothing else we need to fix. This looks pretty good. So if you want, you could actually move this, or sorry, let's actually hide this. And then you can just click on this space here. Oh, save, we got it. And you can say delete space. And it'll kind of just close that gap, which is great. So let's work on our header. Let's get that in a better spot. So what we'll do is make this smaller. So we'll scale that down. Actually, you know what? We're actually just gonna hide that. And we're just gonna leave this symbol. And we're gonna move this mobile menu up to the top right corner. And we're gonna pull this header up using this header scroll button. So bring that up, make it nice and small, because we want room for our visitors to look at our site. And if you want, you can also resize your logo as well, like that. So that's looking a little better. We can preview that. There we go. So let's go back to the editor, and we're gonna edit our menu. Actually, go back to preview. I'll show you. If you click on this little hamburger menu, this comes up full screen. If you like that, you can leave the full screen, but I will also show you how to change it. So go back to the editor, and then click on that mobile menu button, then go to the little paintbrush for design, and then you can choose a new menu if you want, and then we can also customize the design. So here is where you can change from full screen to maybe a right hand layout or a left hand layout. So let's just go with a right hand layout, and then you can also change the color and everything else here. So, and you can see it's on open or closed. So we're on open. So what I want to do is actually get rid of these lines. For some reason these lines are bothering me. So just go over to the spacing, and then you've got your separator length. So let's bring that to a 0. Now we've gotten rid of our lines. I kind of like that a lot more. Alright, so hit close. There we go. Cool. So that's looking pretty good. And the last thing I want to fix is this image here. It's really big. This black and white image. So I'm just going to grab this column, and I'm going to grab this little button and just pull it up and just give a little bit of a small window there. So now it's fitting better. We've got everyone's feet in there, so that's cool. Maybe even more. Something more like that. That's better. Cool, let's preview it. So, there we go. Menu works. Let's go to About. Goes to About. Go to Contact. Goes down to Contact. It's all working and looking good. So, let's go back to the editor. Alright, so now that we are done customizing our website, we're just going to go up and make sure it's saved, which it is. Cool. And then we're going to go up to Tools. Sorry, not Tools. We're going to go to Site, and then we're going to go to Publish. And boom, congratulations, your site is published. And then just click Done. So, lastly, step number 8 is to upgrade and get a domain name. Okay, so just head on over to Upgrade, and then we'll go to Compare Plans. So with a premium plan, you've got a lot more options. So if you go with the most popular, you get unlimited bandwidth, 10 gigs of storage, which is a lot. You've got an hour of video to put on your website. You can get a free domain name for 1 year. That's if you do the 12-month plan. And if you do the 12-month plan, it's actually cheaper. So I'll show you in a second. And if you want, you can do the combo for personal use. It's a little bit cheaper. You've got some limitations, but generally, if you're just starting out, go with the combo. So we'll select that one. And then, as I said, you can do a 12-month, which is the yearly. And with that, you get a free domain if you want. So, and it's actually cheaper to do $11 every month for 12 months rather than to do a $14.50 monthly plan. And you don't get a free domain name. But if you're not sure that you want to do this full time and you just kind of want to get your feet wet, go with the monthly. There's nothing wrong with it. It's only a few extra dollars. Maybe just don't get a coffee one day and all of a sudden it's paid for. So with that said, we'll just select the monthly and then just hit select. And then just enter in all of your card info and then just submit your purchase to sign up for your plan. So now if you did want to do that and you also wanted a domain name, so instead of having whatever.wix site / your website, you just wanted yourwebsite.com. So I will show you how to do that now. So just go up to the settings and then just go to connect domain. And then this will ask you if you want to buy a new domain name or if you want to connect the one that you already have. So if you do already have one, you can go with that. But we'll just put buy a new domain name. And then you can just search for it to make sure it's available. So obviously something like Apple would be taken and it'll let you know it's not available. So let's just do something like Dale's Lifestyle Site. I can't imagine anyone would ever have that. Okay, cool, it's available. So then you can just click Get It. So it'll ask you if you want to upgrade to a yearly plan, which includes a free domain name, which I do recommend, but if you didn't and you're just doing the month to month, you can buy it separately. If you just go down to you can buy this site now, so just click that. And then it'll bring you to kind of a checkout page and you can say, okay, I only want it for 1 year or I want it for 2 years or so on. So just say we want it for 1 year and then just click continue, put in all of your information, and then you'll get to the privacy section. And I highly recommend getting privacy protection. I made the mistake once whenever I was making my first website of not getting this, and I got bombarded with spam calls. People were calling me about, hey, we can help you set up your website for $40 a month, and just all the stuff that I didn't need. It was ridiculous. Like, I seriously got probably 5 or 6 calls every day for a long time until I finally went and put on the privacy registration. So I highly recommend doing this. You will not miss the $10 a year, I promise you. So then just click continue, and then just fill out your payment details and then just submit purchase. Alright, cool. So that is how to build a website with Wix. It looks clean. The user interface is so easy. I recommend this for beginners highly. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel or like this video. It would mean the world to me. I feature all sorts of helpful website tips and tricks videos on my channel. I'll show you how to make websites with WordPress. I'll show you how to make e-commerce sites so you can sell products, all sorts of stuff. So just subscribe. Alright guys, thank you for watching Create a Pro Website, and I will see you on the next video.